Knowledge is power, and the main aim of conferences like this is to act as a source of knowledge. Beginning with this beautiful idea, I wish a very pleasant morning to everyone gathered here. I, Ankita, am here before you as today's host. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to the inaugural program of ICSSR sponsored National Level Conference on Digital India Progress, New Initiatives and Challenges. Digital India is a flagship program of the Government of India with the vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. For today's valuable program, we have with us our dignified inaugurator, Professor Rajashekara Hebbarsi, Joint Director, Department of Collegiate Education, Shivamogga, who is the inaugurator of today's program, Distinguished President of the program, Professor Kishore Kumar CK, Registrar, Bangalore University, Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Ravishankar P, Associate Vice President and Business Head, Infosys Campus, Bengaluru. Respected keynote speaker, Mr. Umesh Nayak, Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Karnataka, Relaxo Footwears Limited, New Delhi. Dr. Parameshwara, Chairman, Department of Studies in Commerce. Professor Y. Muniraju Sir, Dean, Faculty of Commerce. Professor Ishwara P, Conference Coordinator. Dr. Vedavapi, Associate Professor, Department of Studies in Commerce. Dr. Preeti Kirti D'Souza, Assistant Professor, Department of Studies in Commerce. Now I request Professor Ishwara P, Conference Coordinator, to escort the dignitaries on the dais. A day without prayer is a day without blessing, and a life without prayer is a life without power. So let us begin this inaugural ceremony by seeking the blessings of Lord Almighty. Now I request Miss Ananya and team to lead us into prayer.
ನನಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನೀಡು ಗುರುವೆ, ಸೂರ್ಯನಂತೆ ಹೊಮ್ಮಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿಯಂತೆ ತಲುಪಲಿ. ಹೊಸತು ನೋಟ ಹೊಸತು ಭಾವ ಬರಲಿ ಎಂದೆಂದು, ಬಾನತಾರೆ ಮುಟ್ಟು ಗುರಿಯು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆಂದು. ಹೊಸತು ನೋಟ ಹೊಸತು ಭಾವ ಇರಲಿ ಎಂದೆಂದು, ಬಾನತಾರೆ ಮುಟ್ಟು ಗುರಿಯು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆಂದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ದಿಕ್ಕು ದೆಸೆಗಳಿಂದ ಅರಿವು ಬರುತ್ತಿರಲಿ, ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯು ಆರದಂತಿರಲಿ. ನಾಳೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿತ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತ, ಏನನು ತಂದರು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿದಾಯಕ. ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನೀಡು ಗುರುವೆ, ಸೂರ್ಯನಂತೆ ಹೊಮ್ಮಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹಕ್ಕಿಯಂತೆ ತಲುಪಲಿ. ಹೊಸತು ನೋಟ ಹೊಸತು ಭಾವ ಇರಲಿ ಎಂದೆಂದು, ಬಾನತಾರೆ ಮುಟ್ಟು ಗುರಿಯು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆಂದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆಂದು.
Your voice has made this place to feel the presence of Lord Almighty. Thank you. Now it's time for the Bangalore University Anthem. May I request each one of you to rise for the University Anthem. small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast. I invite Mr. Keshava Prasanna to welcome the dignitaries on the dais and welcome one and all.
A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps become a plan. A plan backed up by action makes your dreams come true. A very good morning to all gathered here. I'm grateful to stand here and welcome you all for this inaugural of National Level Conference on Digital India. We have with us the president of today's program, Professor Kishore Kumar CK, Registrar, Bangalore University. A hearty welcome to you, sir. May I request Mr. Naveen to welcome him with the sapling. Thank you, sir. I'm profoundly delighted to welcome today's honorable chief guest, Mr. Ravi Shankar Pri, Associate Vice President and Business Head, Infosys Campus, Bangalore. May I request Ms. Pushpalata to welcome him with sapling. We have with us Professor Rajshekhar Hebbarsi, Joint Director, Department of Collegiate Education, Bangalore, as the inaugurator of today's program. A hearty welcome to you, sir. May I request Ms. Ankita M. to welcome him with the sapling. Thank you, Ankita. We have with us keynote speaker, Mr. Umesh Nayak, Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Karnataka. Hearty welcome to you, sir. May I request Ms. Ananya to welcome him with the sapling. Thank you, Ananya. It's my privilege to welcome Dr. Parameshwara, the Chairman and Associate Professor, Department of Studies in Commerce. I would like to welcome him in his absence. We have with us Professor Y. Muniraju, sir, Professor, Department of Studies in Commerce, Dean Faculty of Commerce. A warm welcome to you, sir. I extend a cordial welcome to the conference coordinator, Dr. Ishwara P., Professor of Department of Studies in Commerce and Chairman of Department of Statistics. A great welcome to you, sir. I also extend a warm greetings to Dr. Vedava P., Associate Professor, Department of Studies in Commerce. A delightful welcome to you, sir. I also extend enthusiastic welcome to our Assistant Professor, Dr. Preeti Kirti D'Souza, Department of Studies in Commerce. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. I extend my amiable welcome to all the presenters of today's conference, faculties of Department of Commerce, research scholars, and all the students. A great welcome to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Keshav Prasanna. Now I request the conference coordinator, Professor Ishwara P., to brief about the conference.
Honorable Registrar of our University, Professor Kishore Kumar CK sir, President of this inaugural program, esteemed Chief Guest, Sri Ravi Shankar sir, Associate Vice President and Business Head, Infosys Campus, Bangalore, inaugurator of this 2 days National Conference, Professor Rajshekhar Hebbarsi sir, former Principal, Government First Grade College, Kastate, Bangalore, presently Joint Director of Collegiate Education, Shivamogga Region. Today's keynote speaker, Sri Umesh Nayak, Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Relaxo Footwear Limited, New Delhi. Dean Faculty of the Commerce, Professor Y. Muniraj sir, Chairman of the Department, Professor Parameshwar sir, my colleagues in the department, Professor Vedava sir, Professor P.T. Kirti D'Souza, and all the faculties and research scholars in the Department of Commerce, faculties from other departments, invitees, paper presenters, delegates, media friends, and my dear student friends. Very good morning to you all. the two-day national conference on the theme Digital India, Progress, New Initiatives and Challenges, sponsored by the ICSR, Indian Council of Social Science Research, New Delhi, to commemorate 75th independence of India. So, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, AKAM, organized by the Department of Commerce, Bangalore University, Mangala Gangotri. Now, the theme for this 2 days national conference, that's Digital India. The theme given by the ICSR, Indian Council of Social Science Research, on its website, and also the ICSR identified several topics for discussion in the national and international level conferences and seminars to commemorate 75th year of national independence. Most of the topic given by the ICSR relating to the India national flagship program. I mean that the government of India launched several flagship program since from 2014 onwards. The flagship programs like Skill India program, Digital India program, Swachh Bharat program, Atmanirbhar Bharat program, Startup India and Stand Up India program. All these are the flagship program of the government of India. Therefore, the ICSR invited applications as well as ICSR given a topic to discuss these topics in the national and international conferences. So, to find out the different ways to reach these programs to the common man. So, the Digital India is one such program. So, program launched by the government of India under the aegis of Ministry of Electronics and IT on 1st July 2016. The ultimate purpose of this program is transform India into a digitally empowered society and also knowledge economy. But the three important areas focus of this Digital India program is creation of digital infrastructure, delivery of governance and services on demand, and digital empowerment of citizens. Say in India, we know there is a digital divide between urban India and rural India, or India and Bharat. There is a digital divide between these two. So therefore, it creates economical disparity between those who can afford the technology, those who cannot afford the technology. So therefore, there is a big gap between these two segment of the society. So there is a gap between ease of living and ease of doing business. Therefore, to fill this gap, the ease of access different services offered by the government of India is in need of the hour. Therefore, to access these government facilities through the digital form, therefore, the government of India has given focus to the Digital India program. So, to bridge the gap, government of India has launched a Digital India campaign covering various issues such as e-governance, leverage technology for digital education, healthcare services, farming, financial inclusion, empowerment of citizens, etc. Now, since inception of digital flagship program, Digital India program 2015 onwards, the Digital India program has witnessed a consistent upward growth trajectory, achieved numerous milestones. There is no doubt that the Digital India initiatives has been huge success in its 7 years of journey. But still, there are many roadblocks in the way of its successful implementation, like digital illiteracy, poor infrastructure, low internet speed, lack of coordination among the departments, various departments, cyber crimes, net neutrality, tax policy. There are different issues. Therefore, in this background, the Department of Commerce, Bangalore University has made an earnest attempt to discuss the issues pertaining to the Digital India, various issues pertaining to the Digital India. So again, to explore the new initiatives as well as to find out the various challenges for successful implementation of Digital India program. So in this regard, we have invited eminent scholars. So we invited scholars from the corporate sector. We have eminent scholars on the dais from the education industry, policy makers, as well as research scholars and our eminent commerce and management students here to discuss the issues relating to the digital issues, challenges, and we also explore the new initiatives. At the same time, we have to come out some of the solutions to how we can transfer these digital issues, digital program to the common man. So therefore, in this direction, we have organized this conference. I wish a grand success of these 2 days national conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. When darkness comes, let's not condemn the dark, but light a lamp to illuminate. To make this program a blessed one by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom, I invite the inaugurator of today's conference, Professor Rajshekhar Hebbarsi, Joint Director, Department of Collegiate Education, Shimoga, to light the lamp along with all the dignitaries on the dais. I feel extremely honored to introduce the inaugurator, Professor Rajshekhar Hebbarsi, Joint Director, Department of Collegiate Education, Shimoga. Sir was born in Chantaru village of Udupi district and completed his education up to PU in Brahmava. He has completed his BCom in SMS College, Brahmava, and completed his Masters in Commerce from our own Bangalore University, Mangal Gangotri. During his student life, Sir had been the most outstanding student. He started his career as a part-time lecturer and served as a principal for different colleges from last 27 years. He is the founder principal of PG courses in Bellare College. In Hebri Government College, worked as NSS officer for 6 years and for the first time organized Mangalore University NSS selection camp outside the university twice. Sir has participated in 1 orientation and 3 refresher courses in the professional pursuit and is trained in different skills. He has also chaired the national and international level seminar sessions, joined hands for the success of Digital India program of Dakshina Kannada District Administration. His role is instrumental in providing 3 gold medals at Mangalore University for BCom, MHRD and Industrial Chemistry. Sir has worked as the president of Mangalore University Mangal Gangotri Commerce Department alumni and as a president is able to help in academic and non-academic activities of the MCom department. We are proud to have an alumnus like him. Now I request Professor Rajshekhar Hebbarsi to enlighten the audience with his words.
Department of Studies and Research in Commerce has organized a 2-day seminar, national level conference on Digital India, progress, new initiatives and challenges. We are in the inaugural session and we have on the dais the respected Registrar of Mangalore University, my friend and man behind in bringing laurels to this particular university with regard to sports and games. It is none other than the Registrar of our university, Professor Kishore Kumar CK. Then we have 2 eminent speakers. The one is Mr. Umesh Nayak, Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Karnataka, Relaxo Footwears Limited, New India. And also one more guest, Mr. Ravi Shankar P, Associate Vice President and Business Head of Infosys Campus, Bangalore. Then we have Dean of Commerce and Management, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಮುನಿರಾಜು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ನಾನು ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ 3 ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಜೀವ ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು. ನಾನು ಫೌಂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮುನಿರಾಜು ಫೌಂಡ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲಿ ಇಕನಾಮಿಕಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಸೀಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕೋಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರವರು. ಸೊ 3 ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಿಗೆ PG ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ MCOM. ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಬ್ರಾಟ್ MCOM ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ರೀಜನ್. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋದ್ರು ನಾನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ. ಹಾಗೆ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಮುನಿರಾಜು ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈಶ್ವರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಮಿ ಅನ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಟು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್. ಈ ಹಿಂದೆಯೂ ಕೂಡ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ ಅಲುಮ್ನೈ, ಈಗ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಅಮ್ಕಾದ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು 2 ವರ್ಷ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಡೀಲಿಂಕ್, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬರುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್. ಇದು ಹೀಗೆ ಉಳಿಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೇ ಗಾಡ್. ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಲಿ ಹಿಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಯಾವುದು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ಸ್. ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಲಿ ಹಿಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇದು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಲಕ್. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್. Yesterday there was an online meeting in Davangere University, and all the esteemed syndicate and academic council members, they were grumbling. If the same things happens, then what is the fun in having meetings, academic and syndicate meeting? Online ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಗಲಾಟೆ. Then I intervened and told it's a one-time measure. We are helpless. We have to bring back the academic calendar to the original track. Results have come. PUC results are announced. Parents, students ಆಗುವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, parents are distressed. So we have to admit the students. For this reason only we have organized this online affiliation process. It is for passing the resolutions regarding affiliation of colleges. Then of course everybody agreed. And Ishwar sir is there, my friend, and being AMCA president, he always invites me to the campus. And Professor Vedava is there, former chairman of this particular department, my friend also. Then Preeti Rekha, she has organized so many seminars. Some of my students are there as the lecturers, they have come here. And many participants, faculties of this particular department, faculties from different colleges, participants from different colleges. At the very outset, I am thankful once again to Professor Ishwara for giving me an opportunity. I don't speak much. Reason is eminent personalities are there to speak on the occasion. But down the lane of, from the experience of down the lane of my memory, ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನಾಗಿನವ್ರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಯಾದ್ರು, ಆದರೆ 31 ವರ್ಷ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲನಾಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಗಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 3 times ಐ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ 2 colleges, ಶಂಕರನಾರಾಯಣ ಬಾರ್ಕೂರು ಜಿ ಶಂಕರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಉಡುಪಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಯಾನಂದ ಪೈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಯಾನಂದ ಪೈ. ಸೊ thrice I had the opportunity to serve as in-charge principal of simultaneously 2 colleges, and also now another 1 year of service is there, and I have been promoted as joint director of Shimoga region. ಒಂದು ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಇದೆ, ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನವರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನು ಊಟ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮಂತ್ರ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಟ್. ಬೋತ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೇಯಿಂಗ್. ಇಬ್ಬರು ದೇವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಏನಂತ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸ್ತೇವೆ? ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ. ನಾವು ಏನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅದು ವೀರ್ಯವತ್ತದ್ದು ಆಗಿರಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಕಾಂಕ್ರೀಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್. ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಯನದಿಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಲಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ದೇವರನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸುವುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ದ್ವೇಷಿಸದ ಹಾಗಾಗದಿರಲಿ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಇತ್ತು ಟೀಚರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಫಿಂಗರಿಂಗ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್, ದೆನ್ ಅದು ಏನು ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನೇನು ಬೆರಳು ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆರಂಭ ಇವತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ 21st century. ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಶುಡ್ ನೋ 21st century has offered you several opportunities, lots of opportunities. 25 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಏನು ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿದ್ದು ಅದರ 100ರಷ್ಟು 1000ರಷ್ಟು ಅವಕಾಶಗಳು ಇವೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಬಾಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ದೃಢ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ, ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಆತ್ಮಸ್ಥೈರ್ಯ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಎಸ್ಟೀಮ್, ಇದು 4 ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅಟ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಡೋರ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬದಿಗೆ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಕಾಲು ಬದಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಇನಫ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 21ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳು ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತವೆ. ಒಂದು, ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಿಸ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. 21st century ಈಸ್ ರೂಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಯಾವುದು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಈಸ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್. If you are not able to adjust yourself to the changing conditions, you will be ejected from the track, you will be ejected from the system, you will be nowhere. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಶ್ರೀವರ್ ಕಾರಂತರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಾತು ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನೀನು ಬದಲಾಗದಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀನು ಜೀವಶ್ಚವವಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ತಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಮೂವ್. ನೀವು ಬದಲಾಗದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳದಿದ್ದರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇ ತೆಗಿರಿ, HANG ಉಳಿತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬದಲಾಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಏನು 25 ವರ್ಷ ದಾಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು 7ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 4ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಲುಕಿಂಗ್, ನಾವು ಟಿ ವಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ 22ನೇ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯವಾಗೋದು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಚಿತ್ರಗೀತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನಂಬ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಬುಧವಾರ, ಆದಿತ್ಯವಾರ ಚಿತ್ರಹಾರ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು, ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಆದಿತ್ಯವಾರ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾ ನಮಗೆ? ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋರು ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬದಲಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಕಾಲ ಬದಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ 20 ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ 24 ಗಂಟೆ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 24 hours ಪರ್ ಎ ಡೇ. ಬಟ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ತುಂಬ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೈ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹೋಮ್. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಬೇಜಾರು ಸಂಗತಿ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಮೊನ್ನೆವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತರಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ತಂದವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ಹೊಡಿತೇವೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆವರೆಗೆ. ಈಗ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ತಾರಿದ್ರೆ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ಹೊಡಿತೇವೆ. ಫ್ರೀ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಒಂದು ಡ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ, ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಸದ್ಯದಲ್ಲೇ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಗುಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ನಾವು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತದು ಬೇಕು ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಏನು, ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಪೂಜೆಗೆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇಡೋದಾ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಡೋದಾ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬಿಗ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಶಯ, ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಇಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫುಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ತರ್ಬೋದು. ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಈಗ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್, ಮೊದಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮೊಬೈಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಸಾಲ ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞನ ವಚನವನ್ನೇ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದರು, ಸರ್ ನನಗೊಂದು 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮಗಳ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ, ತೀರಿಸ್ಬೋದಾ, ಮಗಳು ಕಲಿತವಳಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾರೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗಳು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸೇರಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೋದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಅದು ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಔಟ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ನೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿಬೇಕಿರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಎನಿ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ 4 ವರ್ಷದ್ದಾದರೆ ಏನು ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಸೇರ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದು ನೀವು ಕೋರ್ಸಿಂದ ಹೊರಬರುವಾಗ 60% ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಔಟ್. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಳ ಬೇಗ. ಕಡೆಗೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಧೈರ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಅವಳನ್ನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ದೇ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಶಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್. ನೌ ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 2 lakh. ಅದೇ ಅದು ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞನ ಪದ 2 ಸಾಲದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದು ಸಾಲವನ್ನು ಕೊಂಬಾಗ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆನ ಸವಿದಂತೆ, ಸಾಲಿಗನು ಬಂದು ಕರೆಯುವಾಗ ಕಿಬ್ಬದಿಯ ಕೀಲು ಮುರಿದಂತೆ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ. ಈಗ ಹಳೆಯ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞನು. ಈಗ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸಾಲವನ್ನು ಕೊಂಬಾಗ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನು ಸವಿದಂತೆ ಸಾಲವನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸಿ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವಿಶ್ವವೇ ಗೆದ್ದಂತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಏನು ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞನ ವಚನವನ್ನೇ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಗ್ರತೆಯೂ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಮೋಸ ಹೋಗುವವರ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಲಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಭಾಳ ಏನೇನೋ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, OTP ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ OTP ಬತ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದು ದುಡ್ಡೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗುವಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಚ್ಚರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನೋ ವೇರ್. ಹೇಳಿದರು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್. UCMS ಈಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಈಗ ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಅರ್ಜಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಅರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನು ತುಂಬಿಸಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಲಿವೇಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಒತ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಆದರೆ ಈ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕುವಾಗ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಫಿಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅದು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಡೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಗಂಟೆನ ಬಿಡಿಸೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಬಂದರೂ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಈಗ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬಹಳ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತೆ. ಚೈನಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚೀನಾ ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ, ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಬಿ ನೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಮದುವೆ ಮೊದಲು ಒಂದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಮದುವೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಎರಡೂ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗಿನ ಹುಡುಗಿ 12ನೇ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೈಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎರಡೂ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ದುರಂತ, ಇದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಜಿಡಿ. 3.5 ಗಂಟೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆನ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಆನ್ ಎವರೇಜ್. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲಿ ವಿಚ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ವರ್ಕ್, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಧ್ಯಯನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ. ಬೇಕು 1 ಅವರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅದು ಕೂಲ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಳುಗಿದರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲದರ ಅಪ್ಪ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳೆ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಹೋದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಆ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪಿನ ಏನು ನಂಬರ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದರ ಮ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಯಾವುದು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಏನು ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸಚ್ ಎ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. BCA ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಹಾಕಿ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಇವತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೌ ಟು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಹೌ ಟು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಟ್, ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ನಮೂನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಪ ಓದಿ ಚಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿತ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಗೋಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು 2 ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಸತತವಾಗಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಭ್ರಮನಿರಸನ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಸಚ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ವಿತ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ರಿಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಅನುಭವದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಇಡೀ ದ ಹೋಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದರೂ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೀಚ್ ಎನಿವೇರ್, ನೋಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್. ಟುಡೇಸ್ ವಾರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾರ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ವಾರ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಯುದ್ಧ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಐಸೋಲೇಟೆಡ್ ರೂಮ್. ಇರಾಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇರಾನ್ ಒಂದು ನಾನು 10-15 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಆದಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಜಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಇರಾಕ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಜಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಾಂಬ್ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾಶ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಸಚ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಿದವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೋಪರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ವೈಫೈ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್. ನೀವು ಭಾಳ ಧನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್, ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೆದದ್ದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಏನು ಹಾಳಾದರೂ ಎಂತ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅರ್ನ್ ಇಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಕಳೆದ ಸಮಯ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಬರುವುದು ಬದುಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಟೈಮ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎವರ್. ಇಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್, ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಗೇರ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್. ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಗೇರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸಮಯದ ಸದುಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿ. ದ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ರಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಎಲಿವೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಲೋ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್, ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್. ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಲೋ ಲೇನ್, ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೇನ್. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನೋವೇರ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಮುಂದೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತೀರ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆತ್ತವರಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಡ್ರೀಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕನಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕನಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ 2 ಜನ್ಮ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಮಗೆ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅವರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. 2ನೇ ಜನ್ಮ ಇಂಟೆಲೆಕ್ಚುವಲ್ ಬರ್ತ್, ಬೌದ್ಧಿಕ ಜನ್ಮ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಅದರಿಂದ 2 ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಅವಕಾಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ವಂದಿಸಿ. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಕೊರೋನಾ. ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಾವು ನೋವು ಇದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಬರದಿದ್ದರೆ ಇಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಅನದರ್ 15 years ಟು ಕಮ್ ಟು ರೈಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ನಾವು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೆಳೆದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊರೋನಾವೇ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಅವಕಾಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ವಂದಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us with your valuable words. Now I request Ms. Arpita to introduce the chief guest of today's conference, Mr. Ravishankar P.
Very good morning to one and all gathered here. I am profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce the chief guest for ICSSR sponsored national level conference on Digital India, Progress, New Initiatives and Challenges. We have Mr. Ravishankar Panchanathan, Associate Vice President and Business Practice Head, Digital Transformation at Infosys BPM Bangalore, as the chief guest of today's conference. Sir has pursued his BCom from Dhanaraj Paid Jain College, Madras University. Sir has done his Chartered Accountancy and Cost Accountancy in the year 1991. Sir was an investment analyst between 1992 to 2005, covering Indian stock market. Between 2005 to 2010, Sir was a part of a startup KPO team at Infosys BPO. Along with that, Sir has headed the operations of e-governance project in India, the centralized processing center for the IT department of the country run by the Infosys. We are fortunate to have such a wonderful personality as a chief guest for today's conference. We are eager to hear your valuable words. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Shall we make it interactive? Right? More fun than being it one-sided. Okay. I'll ask some simple questions. How many of you have mobiles? Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Don't put it down. Okay. That's good. 80-90%. But I can still see some senior people not having. That is the first point of observation. Second question. Do you know how many apps you have in your mobile? Give me a rough count. Loud, I can't hear. 106. Wow. How does it fit? 106. Okay, anybody can beat 106? How many of you have less than 50? Okay. Which is the app, leave social media aside for the time being, outside social media, which is the app you use the most? Chrome. All right, okay, good. What else? Google Classroom, okay, online classes, okay. Absolutely. GPay, WhatsApp, I said park social media aside for time being. We'll come to that. MS Office, there's no app for MS Office. You have an app? Everything covered? Okay. Because in my mobile, you have everything separately. Okay, good, all right. What else? Netflix, all right. Okay. Music apps, of course. Okay. Unacademy, very good. Okay. Yeah, Office, fine, yeah, fine. Office is the foundation for all of us at work, right? How many of you actually have an app for controlling your time on mobile? One, very good. Do you even know how much time you spent on apps? Can you measure? I measure, okay, because Sir said correctly, time is the most precious thing, right? And if time is the most precious thing, do you even know how much time you spend on your mobile? I work on an average 12 hours a day, all right? But in my own mobile, when I measure the time I spend on mobile, the average is 4 hours. I mean, I'm a working person for 12 hours. Think about it. I spend 4 hours a day average, and on weekends it'll shoot up. Right? 6-7 hours. Think about the time you spend on a mobile. Right? So I completely agree with what sir said in terms of protect your time and see how much you can control your time on mobile, because face-to-face interaction, let me tell you, it's a much more valuable asset than mobiles, right? So I just wanted to get that message going. Now, coming to the main topic of the conference around Digital India. In your mind, now that all of you have mobiles in your hands, all of you have, who said that 106 apps? I was zapped actually. I want to see your mobile. Okay. So, what do you think is the most revolutionary app in India in the last, let's say, 5 years? What is the most revolutionary app you have seen? Sorry? Online banking, definitely. But online banking without apps has been there for 15 years at least. Okay, I have not gone to a bank more than once a year, maybe at best some form, something they will ask, but it's been there. As an app, I agree, but as a concept in your mobile, if you had Chrome, you could have used online banking for maybe 15 years now. DMAT? BMAP, okay, yeah, of course, right? I think that is what I really wanted to start today was think about how things have changed, and Beam is one example. I mean, it could be GPay, I don't think too many countries have digital absorbed so much where you can buy peanuts or tender coconuts with GPay. Think about it, right? A tender coconut person has a screen and money gets transferred. I mean, when some of my clients come from outside India, they are totally zapped. They can't believe that India is so much more advanced than any of their countries. Do you know, even the US, even now checks are the most common way of transferring money, right? And companies like us make a lot of money processing checks for them. Okay, so the biggest revolution we have had, I completely agree, is all about this paying through apps, right? It could be Beam, it could be GPay, WhatsApp Pay, any of them, right? So that is one very, very big layer. What are the other things you have seen around you? Sorry? Online shopping, okay. Food delivery, of course, yes. Yeah, education, of course. Now, what are the common themes you see in these apps? Because I will summarize in the end, but all of you have answers. I really wanted to dig out the answers from you yourself. What is the theme you see? Okay, now we have covered GPay, we have covered online education, we have covered online banking. What is the theme you see common? What do these apps deliver, or what are the features of apps? What is common? Security, 100%. Security is mandatory, right? Wherever it could be personal data, it could be money data, money security, of course, mandatory. What else? Sorry? Time saving, yes. So what is the English or commerce word for time saving?
Cost effective.
Efficiency, right? One word. So I will come to my point slowly. You will get where I'm coming, right? So remember one E. And it is all in E's. The first E I want you to remember is efficiency. They save time, right? What are the other things they do? Convenience. There is another word for that. E starts with E. Think of a word. Another word which covers convenience as one part. It's a bigger word in terms of meaning. But convenience is bang on. Experience. Experience, right? It covers so many things. Ease of usage, convenience, It is easy to use. In the end, it's a pleasant thing. It's not hanging, right? Most 99% apps don't hang, right? So it's easy. You press a few buttons. It is very intuitive. You don't need to struggle. Oh, what button to press next? You're not struggling. You know what to do. I mean, my mother uses apps. She's 83 years old, right? So think about it. I get zapped. I said, wow, this is how digital India has changed. So experience. The primary foundation of digital transaction or digital are these two E's in the world. It's about experience, it's about efficiency, right? Then there is a bigger E, which is not measured in the app, but that's an outcome which is achieved, right? You may not hit upon that word, that is effectiveness. Now, what is the meaning of effectiveness? It is an outcome which is achieved. In the end, this transaction is complete, right? A banking transaction is complete. A movie ticket transaction is complete. A food order is complete. Money has flown. So it is effective in completing a transaction, and that effectiveness can be measured. How is effectiveness measured? It could be sales, right? It could be number of transactions. It could be loans given. Effectiveness. I have achieved so much of sales through a digital transaction. There is an outcome which is achieved, right? Remember, in digital, these are the three E's, which is the foundation. If you can crack, you may be a user or you may be a creator in the future, you may be marketing a digital tool, etc. But remember these three E's. It has to be efficient, it has to save time for the people. It has to provide the most positive experience. In the end, after using the app, the person will say, I don't want to do this app, and throws the phone. No, it should not be like that. It should be a pleasant one. It should be intuitive, easy to use. It should not hang, right? And I'm going to an app world, but I'll talk of a different story. And then the last point is about, in the end, the transaction has to get complete. The end transaction has to get complete. These are the three foundations of a digital transaction. Now, I will talk of two stories in this journey, which one is a personal story, one is my official story, right? 2012, which is the official story I will talk about, is one of the biggest digital transformations was started in India in 2012, right? At that time, there was a contract given to the Infosys. We won the contract commercially and said, the mandate given by the finance ministry was all income tax returns in India needs to be processed by Infosys through technology. Right? And Infosys will be paid on a per return basis. They will not be paid for a technology fee or something. For every return, those days, for one return you process, it was a paper return, right? I don't know, you are a little of the earlier generation, right? So if you have started working in the 2000s and late 90s, etc., and a lot of people in the dais will know here, right? Earlier, income tax return used to be filed, somebody will fill up a form, very complicated, you needed a practicing CA to help you out, calculate your tax liability, etc. And then you go to the income tax office, you give the paper, he'll put a chapa and say, okay, come back. And God forbid, if you had a refund to claim, you don't even know when it will come. Right? And all of us know corruption, this, that, your own money you have to pay. You had to pay money those days to get your own refund. By chance, if you had paid more income tax, right? It used to be as painful as that. You know how many people were processing income tax return in India from the income tax department those days? I'm talking before 2012. There were 30,000 income tax officers who were processing all the returns across the country. Think about it. Every city, every major city had an income tax office. There'll be some officer, you have to file your return there. He will process the return, then give payment advice to bank if there's a refund, or you don't even know, it goes into a black hole, it may get processed, may not get processed. Nobody knows what's happening, right? 30,000 Indian income tax officers were processing all the returns in India, right? The government came and said, okay, technology contract, competitive contract, Infosys won, contract given. And that was the time I joined the project to head the operations. So what is the mandate? For certain categories of people, make it electronic, right? So you have a portal. Of course, we had a lot of glitches in the last 1 year, which is getting solved. It is far more effective now than what it was 1 year back. It's the version 2. All of us know the software upgrades, right? I'm talking of 2012, which is version 1. What got rolled out last year was version 2, right? So they said process everything. So think about it. We still needed to file the return, right? We had no Aadhaar those days, 2012, okay? There was no Aadhaar. Now you can validate with Aadhaar OTP. That's another digital sub-part. But those days paper used to come, one sheet only used to come to the income tax department, and then we have to give acknowledgement, this, that, and all. Now cut. Now see now. How many people, there is a building in Bangalore on Osur Road where all these returns are processed. I mean, it's a building, it's technology, there is no paper. How many people are in that building? I told you 30,000 officers, right? How many people? Now, there are probably 30 income tax officers and 300 Infosys people. See the contrast. 30,000, 330. Right? Maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe it's 400 or 450. Okay. So, that, see the cost. I talked of efficiency. See the cost. See the speed. See the convenience. I can boldly ask any of the people on the dais, how much time does an income tax refund take now? Probably 60 days maximum, right? A lot of senior citizens probably get it in 15 days if there's a refund. That is efficiency, right? I spoke about the first E is about efficiency. You file a return, no glitch, all data is there, cross-tallied. I told about experience, right? So these are the foundations of any digital transaction. You open the mobile and see whether the 3 E's are applicable, right? If any one E doesn't work properly, believe me, that initiative will fail. Adoption by people will fail. You will say, no, I don't want to use this. Not a good app. It hangs, right? I don't want to use it. So that is the first story I really wanted to say in terms of how digital changes India. And there are many stories. This is something I've experienced it as leading that project for 4 years. 2012 to 2016 I was heading it. So I can talk about it. The second project I want to talk about is a personal story. Okay, which will come in the future. It is right now not so popular, right? How many of you know people who have diabetes? Do you know your parents, relatives, friends, grandparents, diabetes, right? How do people check whether they are diabetic or not? What do they do? So for a casual person, maybe an annual blood test. For a severe diabetic, you take a pinprick and measure. You can do it immediately, right? Nothing digital there. There's nothing digital. You take a pinprick, there is a small strip, you put it there, it will tell the reading, right? Very easy technology. Experience is there, but no experience is there, efficiency is there, no digital at this point. Now what is the next wave which is coming there, right? And of course, I'm a huge believer in Dr. Hegde, who says that diabetes is not an illness, it has to be managed by diet. It's a lifestyle illness. If you manage your diet and your physical activities early enough, you cannot have diabetes, right? So, leaving that aside, what is the next wave? Why should you have pinpricks, right? So, over a period of time, I became a borderline diabetic, right? It was close to becoming a diabetic. I mean, I'm 55 years old. Everybody said middle age, it will happen. I said, no, I don't want to become diabetic. So, somewhere I read about a new technology. What is the technology? There is a small radio strip, right, which is pinned to your hand here. Okay? All our phones has NFC readers. Those who are savvy, you will know you have an NFC reader in your hand. That NFC reader can read data from that small sensor. Okay? You touch the NFC, you touch your mobile with that sensor, your blood sugar will, in your mobile, you will get the data, digital. And it doesn't show data at that point. That sensor works for 14 days. It will tell you over 14 days how your sugar level changed. Continuous. Which food you ate, how did it go up? When did it come down? If you eat mango, does it go up? If you eat jackfruit, does it go up? If you eat rice, does it go up? If you do exercise, does it go up or come down? 14 days, okay, it's early technology, it's only 2-3 years old worldwide, okay, so it will come. Now think of the future. No pinprick. When somebody is early, and I presume the cost of this treatment will come down. The sensor is 5,000 rupees. Right now it's 5,000 rupees. It will come down. Right? Maybe in 5 years it will be 1,000 rupees. Right? Anybody who is a pre-diabetic or entering 50 years, doctor will say, fit it for 14 days and see what is happening. Maybe that time it will become 30 days. The life, there's a battery, right? There's a battery in that, so that life is 14 days. Fit it here, check your reading, and then come back after 14 days. No blood test, nothing, and you know the outcome of your sugar levels, whether it is bad diet, lack of exercise, or it's continuously high, right? This is the future. This is how medical stuff. Again, come back to 3 E's. Efficiency, very easy, time saving, no pain, experience. Okay, the pinprick is only pinprick, it doesn't pain, okay, it is very, very mild pain only. No pain also, and outcome, medical treatment is so easy. Right? So, net, what I really wanted to cover is, in any digital transaction, focus on these 3 E's. The challenges which the government talks about is a failure of one of these 3 E's. Right? Besides security, of course. I'm not going into security here. If all these 3 E's work, digital transformation will happen like butter. It will be so easy. But even if one E fails, that needs to be resolved. Adoption will become difficult. If the app is very glitchy, nobody will use an app. This is foundation. And to people who don't have it, why are people not using a digital mean? Because for their level, experience is not so easier. For a person who doesn't know English, right? Let's say a lot of our parents know only our mother tongue, right? They know Kannada, they know Tamil, Telugu. You have to make the app for them also, so that they also adopt. Right now, it is mass. It is people who know English significantly. We are all in a good position. But if you really want India-based adoption, and why is a GPay working? There's no language. Why does a GPay work? You scan, take a photo, you scan, only number you need to know. How much? 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 60 rupees. You need to know the amount. That much your parents can manage. Right? Give them a small balance, a different bank account, so that money doesn't go away, they will manage. So, it is about bringing experience to that level. So, it is again back to the 3 E's, right? So, I just want to finish by saying, as we go in our journey, as these 3 E's become more and more easier to use, digital will only widen. It is not going to slow down, right? It will take off on people's psychology. How will people use? How will people navigate an app? A human being's mind is continuously analyzed, right? To make it more and more user-friendly, right? So that's the journey we are in. We'll continue in this journey. It's not going to change. I personally believe digital is just the start. We have just started. It's what you will see, what the next generation will see will be in a different level. I'm not going into AI and machine learning. That all comes later. It will come more and more into common man's life. It will come later. I don't want to go there. It will become part of digital. It will be a part of efficiency. It will be a part of experience. Right? This is the journey we are in. I will pause here. If you have any questions, I will take them. Let's make it interactive again. Any questions, anybody? You guys are too silent, yeah, boring. All right, thank you for your time. I hope it was, yeah, please, yeah.
How to reduce digital fraud, particularly in banks?
Digital fraud?
Digital fraud.
Lot of, there are
send OTP and all those things.
Fraud, there are two things here. It happens when two things fail. One, a bank's systems, a lot of Indians, let me be very honest, a lot of Indians are very casual about fraud. We are not, nothing will happen to me, just like how we wear helmets when you go and bike, no, nothing will happen to me. Something will happen to somebody else, but nothing will happen to me. So I will not wear a helmet. The same mindset is when frauds happen. Right? A bank doesn't put in enough cyber security measures to prevent hacking is when a fraud happens. That is one side. The second side, we ourselves don't know what we are doing. Like sir said, OTP based stuff. Why should we share OTP with anybody? It's very, very personal. It is like a password. You don't share password, you don't share OTP, the risk of a fraud is very low. In our office, the fraud, we have a compliance department. They will send mails to us, to employees like us. Click here for benefit. Some benefit, they'll make it very realistic. Okay, you will get 100 rupees cash back, some benefit, they will make us click. And then when you click, they will say, you have been scammed. Please don't click. You are warned not to click on links like this. They'll send dummy messages for us, so that we are continuously trained not to click links you don't know. Right? Don't share passwords, don't share OTP, don't click on links which you don't know. Don't click, just period, don't click at all. Nothing will happen. And when somebody calls, give me OTP, I will do something, not going to happen. No OTP. You will prevent 75% of fraud like this. The others are more technology advanced, let's not worry about it. These are the three main issues: OTP, password, links. And I am getting a link. I've been getting a SMS for the last several weeks. I've got your SBI Yono something. I don't know how many of you have got it. SBI Yono account, something is going to happen. You click here and give me PAN number. I never had an SBI account in my life. Why should I click? But it is giving me SBI Yono, click and share your PAN number. PAN number is used for fraud. People use our PAN numbers to take a loan in our name and run away. PAN numbers are very private. Earlier, if you remember, railway reservation used to allow PAN. You have to put PAN number. Now they don't put in the reservation chart. So this all happened because of those frauds. So PAN number is another. Once you start earning, guys, don't share PAN number like that. Aadhaar. Stick with Aadhaar, because anybody uses Aadhaar, you will get OTP. Right? If somebody else is using your Aadhaar, you will get OTP in your mobile. You reject that time. But don't give anything else. Protect your data, fraud will not happen. Very simple logic. Just like how you keep your house locked. Protect your data. Data is data fraud. All this identity fraud, data fraud, and it will become more and more complex. Please be ready to face it. Simple frauds will become more complex. You won't even know how your money has gone. Right? You just have to be careful. I mean, these three are golden rules, but password, OTP, links. Don't click. Right? Thank you very much. Thanks for being a patient audience. But you guys are very boring, yeah.
It was very informative and interactive session. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful talk. It is said, surround yourself with good people who enlighten your knowledge and motivate you. We have one of such dynamic personalities with us today as the keynote speaker, Mr. Umesh Nayak, Regional Sales and Marketing Manager, Relaxo Footwears Limited. Esteemed audience, I take this great pleasure of introducing him to you all. Born on 10th June 1972 at Ennehole, Karkala Taluk, Mr. Umesh Nayak secured his bachelor's degree in commerce from Sri Bhuvanendra College, Karkala. He completed his postgraduate studies in commerce, that is MCom, in Bangalore University, and yes, he is a proud alumni. He has over 25 years of experience in managing business with multiple brands in FMCG, food, beverages, footwear, and other industries. He has worked with well-established brands like Dabur, Eveready, Henko, Prill, and much more. His work experience includes occupying and fulfilling different roles and responsibilities across South Indian states. Being a good leader with strong analytical and interpersonal skills, he has also acted upon as profit center head and business planner across companies. His expertise includes formulating plans, budgeting, marketing, human resource, business relationship, so on and so forth. We are very happy to have you today, sir, and it is nothing but a great opportunity to all of us to listen to your words. So over to you, sir.